And we are live. This is the Haram Life Podcast. I am your host, Reef Leader. And joining me, as always, is my right hand man, the legend.
What's up, players?
And the producer of the year, Chato. Chato, how you doing, baby?
Good, man. How's it going, boys?
And our guest this week is the beautiful Ella Maddison. Ella Maddison, how you doing today?
Oh, she's muted.
Oh, here we go. Come back with that. We to get you.
I'm here. I'm good. I just spilled my wine all over my desk, but we're good.
Oh, great. She got all nervous looking at the best guys in podcasts. It's not your fault. It really isn't. It's our fault. We shouldn't have came in here looking the way we look.
I was blinded.
Olive oil skin down.
Wait, we can't just like let her go into this.
You got to clean
dog.
up.
If she's got to take care of that, she got
go ahead.
And she's got to pour herself another one now.
Yeah, you got to go take care of everything.
Is that okay?
Everything happens for a reason here at the Haram Life.
All right, I'll be back.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
You got it. Go ahead. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing. 21. What's going on, boys?
I don't know how long before you get her up to Jersey. That's what I want to know.
I'm trying. I'm going to start a GoFundMe.
I'll throw in on that flight. I'm not even kidding. I'll throw in on that flight. Whatever we're doing to find you the right one. I mean, I knew I found you the right one. Now I know I found you the right one.
I mean, I'll be honest, bro. You guys said some very similar things about dating in the
it's true.
In the studio.
We're gonna go into that when she comes back and gets all cleaned up. But gentlemen, how you doing? It's been a week since we talked to each other. What's going on?
Damn, bro. I don't know. Same old shit. I see Chato's on his B Rabbit game again.
How about the refs absolutely screwing over the Heat?
Bro, I don't want to hear that.
The last part of that game.
First of all, I was at game one.
Do we really do that though? Still, like, I mean,
bro.
My team suck. My teams lose a ton of shit, but I never complain about the refs. You know who complains about the refs?
I mean, that was a 5-point swing. That was a big,
bro.
Yeah, how about game one? There was 16 fouls with nobody even touching anybody. I don't even want to hear it. I was at game one. All right, I don't want to hear it.
Chato, I'm disappointed. That's like a female trait.
This guy is the perfect
start. Did you even watch the game, Chris?
I did. Well, first of all, why don't you go get some spaghetti so you can put it on your sweater from your mom's spaghetti over there, be rabid. Okay. Second of all, okay, you are the most miserable person I've ever met when it comes to sports. All right. You can never give credit to anybody.
Why is
you
that?
don't.
It is true.
I'm the most all my teams do is win.
That's the point.
That's literally all they do.
So is that what you're saying? Like when your teams actually lose, it's just something you're not familiar with, so you just have to be sore about it. Is that what it is? Because I'm trying to teach my kids not to be like that. If I got to use you as a poster boy, I will.
Don't even tell him that your kids play for a little league team. He's gonna be like, "Oh, fucking pharmacy. That team is trash, bro." Oh, you play for whatever or insurance, bro? Those kids can't pitch. They suck.
Oh, come on. I didn't think it was that bad. I think officiating in general is fucking horrible.
I think it's we got Ella back. Ella, you all good to go now?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Was that red? Was that red or white wine?
I tried to pour red before, but I think I'd left it in the cupboard too long, and it goes like vinegar. So it was white, thank God. But
all right, good.
Yeah.
So that's it. You gave up on making another drink? The sign
no,
from God?
She's back. She's back with a little Riesling.
Yeah, you guys can't drink without me.
Before we started recording, me and Ella were talking about relationships and going into dating now post COVID, which it is. It's like a huge difference from before COVID. And I was in a relationship for like 6-7 years, even before COVID. So when I got into this world of COVID, post COVID dating, I'm glad somebody else agreed with me because I felt like I was going crazy. And I'm like, this is what it is, and it's true. The world now when dating after COVID is so much different than before dating. And as we go through these podcasts and as I talk to so many different people, we're trying to figure out what it is. You know, what's changed? You know, I don't know. What's your insight? We'll start with you, Ella.
I know what it is. It's there's so much available at the touch of a button, and then everybody visually, everyone use filters and stuff like that. So people, whether it's a guy or a girl, they can go onto a website and be like, well, fuck, I pulled her. Look how good she looks. What else can I get? So
if you're a man using a filter, can we all agree it's pretty gay?
It's an ick. It's an ick if a guy uses a filter.
Why, legend? You using? What are you giggling about over there? You using filters, bro?
Because I'm just thinking about it, back in the day. If I had access to filters, it would have been even more ridiculous.
Bro, I would have been looking like motherfucking Denzel Washington.
That's what I'm saying. It's just so ridiculous.
I'm not even white anymore at this point. I can be any color I want.
Yeah.
How about the filter that can like clean up all your like wrinkles and everything like that? It's pretty fucking wild. Some of these girls look nothing like their pictures.
Yeah, actually,
I've seen you see these girls get out of anything. They you know where you get them all? The still shots are great, right? Because everyone uses a filter for them. Yeah. But I love when I catch someone like in a live or they're giving like a tutorial and there's no filter on the video section. And then I'll see that. Sometimes I have to look. I'm like, who the fuck is this with their face looking like a ball sack? Yeah, they don't even look anything like the picture. I have to literally go back in and look at whose page I'm in on. And then I look and I'm like, oh shit.
It's crazy because like I've been on a couple dates and like I reckon maybe 90% have said to me like, oh fuck, you actually look like your picture. So how many of these dates are like not the people that they think that they are?
Oh, it happens a lot.
But guys, even like the last guy that I dated, like I met him on Tinder, and then when I first seen him, I was like we still end up dating.
Still got you, though.
Like, he still got
motherfucker slick.
Yeah,
you know? If you're gonna catfish, you got to come with the slickest game ever. You know.
Well, he had good D games, so I mean...
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's what got me. But yeah, even guys, like I suppose as well, like with like dating, when you're meeting online and stuff like that and you're talking, you don't really get to pick up on people's mannerisms and shit like that. And like that can give you the ick. Like someone can look really hot and then have like these weird mannerisms, and then you're like nah.
I feel like that's 80% of dudes. Like if you have no game whatsoever, it doesn't matter how good you look. If you can't get them in that first 5 minutes of like your mannerisms and just let us know who you are.
If you're in your 40s, you got to have some kind of game. Like you got to have a game plan, a script that works at this point. Because if your shit ain't working at this point, I don't know what to tell you, man. Go play.
Totally. You got to have a lot of money. A lot of money.
You got to have a script. You know, that's so funny is because I feel like right now when I date, I feel like I follow a script and it works almost all the time. I do the stupid jokes. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, how you doing? Then I make stupid jokes, and I'm like, yeah, it's a constant. It's on the money. It's got to switch it up because they'll tell me what they do for a living, and I already have, because I pretty much know what they do and everything they've done, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Or if I'm talking to them, interview date, I can't even imagine being in this world, bro.
It's
it
so
literally
miserable.
gives me a stomach ache.
So what do you do? What's your red flags? What do you do? This and that.
What's your favorite color? Like what happened with your ex? Like
oh, well, you're married. You have any kids?
It's
just like you want to just pull out a gun and shoot yourself. In the
you know what I will
say?
say?
Like, I want this to end.
I feel like back in the day, like obviously when I was in the dating scene, you could hide a lot on the internet, like as far as like kicking game to a girl because it wasn't as like interactive. Now you see this stuff. These guys blow their game up in 10 seconds because of the shit that they say or they'll write. And I'm just like, oh my God, like you see the crazy come out like immediately. There's just no holding it. They can't hide themselves from it.
Well, a lot of people now, like we would talk all the time about the red pill community, these Andrew Tate followers, they feel like they're most emboldened to like disrespect women and be this super alpha male. When being an alpha male is a lot more than just having money. There's a lot more to it. It's the people that are around you, the company you keep. Like you see my crew, that's how you know I'm an alpha male because I run with wolves. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how you know I'm an alpha male. It's not because I'm just this guy who's buying expensive cars, expensive shit, taking bitches out to all these expensive dinners. There's more than just being an alpha male. It's who you are, how you keep yourself. And that's the problem is that you have a lot of men now who are disrespecting women and thinking they're a lot higher than women and using this whole fake red pill agenda where it's like, I'm an alpha male, I'm a high value male. What do you bring to the table? When a woman's femininity is a superpower. Like femininity is a fucking superpower. People don't realize that. They don't respect it either. That's the problem.
Yeah, this is where men go wrong. Like if you treat your woman good and you fulfill her cup, she will go above and beyond to give you every fucking thing that you need in life times 10.
Well, it goes the same with men too.
If she's not like that, you got to look at what you're doing wrong. Because every woman has the ability to be that way for anyone. But if she's not being like that, like if you're not getting sex, there's a reason. There's a reason. And it's not usually that she doesn't want to have sex. It's that she's unfulfilled somewhere.
It's true.
Me and Chris are trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I would love to know because I think there's definitely a secret key
Are you taking the rubbish bins out?
I am doing that.
Remember, rubbish for those American listening folks is garbage. See, I'm going to translate to everybody, all right?
Yeah.
I think
for those that you don't know, sorry to interrupt you, Legend, but Ella's joining us from down under, all the way in Australia.
Aussie.
She's our boots on the ground out there on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Chris?
No, I don't even remember. I just know that I do a lot, and sometimes wives are just tired. They just are tired.
They have a lot of headaches.
Yeah.
That's why I think
that's children.
All right, this is my opinion and my opinion only. All right, but if you have a wife, I think it's all right to have a Kumar on the side. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, side chick maybe doesn't even have to be sexual. Maybe just someone that says, "Hey, how are you today?" You know what I mean?
I cannot agree with you.
Yeah, that's dumb.
You want to live.
Yeah,
so stupid, Reed.
Yeah, no, you know
the dumbest idea I know.
You know where women honestly like get a lot of things wrong. Like, and obviously I know it goes both ways, but sometimes guys just don't. It's not just sex. It's not just being sexual. We're trying to nut. Like, I've actually had my wife make comments like, "I just want to take my vagina off and give it to you. And go do what you want."
Yeah.
But and it's the truth. Men do and women connect in a different way than men do. Men do connect to the woman. They feel love from their woman when they plug in, like literally plug in.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Sometimes that's our outlet. That's how we feel close to our wives or our girlfriend or whatever it is. And I think that women sometimes forget that. Like, it's not about just getting a nut and saying, "Oh, I just want to get off." Like, we could do that. Trust me. Most of the time we do it a lot better. I mean, we've known our penis our whole lives. We know how to please it.
The last thing we want is a woman looking away, just going, "Are you done yet?"
Exactly. Sometimes there's more to that, and that's just that's the way that we connect. So I think more wives should know that and understand that. But I get it. Kids add a lot to that situation. People are tired. The engines are definitely different.
But I think it's funny that you brought that up, because it's like something that I've learned recently, because like after my last relationship, I kind of sat and I was like, well, where did I go wrong? Like, what did I do wrong here? Like, and I really learned the way that men need to feel love is completely different to the way that we feel love. Like, sex is the way that actually, I'm much the same though. Like, sex is really important to me in a relationship. That's how I feel bonded and I feel love. And it was only through that process that I learned that that's how men feel love too. But even like I was watching, that trash TV show, like Love is Blind, and I was analyzing the couples that actually went through and got married and were happy. And it was the women that were very nurturing and loving and caring and sweet and supportive and highly sexual that got married, and they all stayed together and they were very happy.
That is the turn. That is the turn on. That really is the turn on. You can, I don't even need you to cook. I don't need you to clean the house. I can do all these things. As long as when it comes time to connecting and feeling the love and being able
and peace.
That's
it is, because that's it. Like, I get from these liberal women, and shout out to all the liberal women watching, Daddy loves you. But anyway, what I get from the liberal women is the same thing. Like, "Oh, I need a man that can handle me." Bitch, I'm not trying to handle you. I'm trying to come home and work and relax.
This isn't one-on-one. We're not playing a basketball game. Right.
And I hear that a lot. And like, I hear even girls, they'll slip. That's why you say when we're bullshitting, we're talking back, texting back and forth. I know how to bait them to see their answers. So I am baiting them to see what they say, but I know they're going to say the same thing. Like,
can I tell you the problem with it, with a lot of stuff is, and it goes both ways for men and women. Everyone's so fucking busy trying to do what the other person thinks they want them to do, as opposed to just, let's have a good time. Let's do us. Yeah. We're having a good time. Obviously, we're together for, and this isn't just a dating, they're together, the boyfriends, girlfriends, the married couples, the people that have been dating maybe 3 or 4 months. Nothing has to change. We should be rolling it right through. And listen, I understand things come up and, stress comes into stuff and it happens over a period of time, but that's fine. Those little roadblocks are all good. Let's get back to the basics. What we originally were doing that made us want to actually spend time with each other.
Do you know where that's come from though? And this is like, again, a lesson that I've learned from the last guy I was with, is like, I was so busy watching all these TikToks, you know, and like Andrew Tate blew up. And I was like, look, in some ways, like, I agree, like women should be women, men should be men. We shouldn't be trying to be one another. But then that kind of filters into different sides of TikToks where you've got these women that are like, if a man's not paying every single one of your fucking bills, if he's not opening the door for you, if he's not doing everything for you. So then you build this mentality of like, wait a fucking minute, like you're not doing all this shit for me, so you got to go. But then like as a woman, like, and I was guilty of this, I didn't stop and go, well, hey, this man's like turning up every day and he's like bringing the rubbish in for me. And like when my kids are being naughty, he's like, come and give me a hug and be like, hey, babe, it's okay. Like, but in my head, because I was watching all this bullshit on TikTok, I was like, no, that's not enough. That's not enough. So then I like punish him. So I think like a lot of it is to blame from social media.
I agree. I can actually pinpoint when shit started to go a little bit weird. Mm-hmm. It's very confusing for guys, right? Everyone can say, "Oh, men wear the pants in the family," right? Women make the fucking pants. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. Yep. But I remember a specific time when this trend. I'm going to take you guys back like 15 years. But when this whole trend started was where women were like, oh, we just want a man that is loyal and faithful and he's going to take care of us and treat us right and make us feel like we're the only girl. And then all of a sudden, those same women went and made 50 Shades of Grey, the #1 best-selling book and movie in the world. And it was like, wait a second.
It did fuck up a lot of things.
I know for a fact it did, because I had friends that were literally in relationships. They thought they were good to go, and next thing you know, it's like choking and bonding and all this shit. And then it was a mind fuck. It was like, wait, so you don't want this Christian Grey character? You want me to go back to it? Now you don't want me to go back to it. You want me to be a scumbag? You want to see me with other girls? It just got crazy. And
but think about it, bro.
Media and all of it.
They went from being fucking chocolates and roses to, oh, put me in a fucking full Nelson so I can come.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck's going on here? Yeah, put me in a fucking guillotine jujitsu chokehold and then fucking make me come. You know, and it's like, what am I doing here? And then they're doing that exercise where they're putting the fucking weight on their hips, doing fucking 300 pounds. Bro, you need a fucking pile driver to make these girls come at all, bro. What's going on here?
And listen, and there's going to be people that are listening to that and they're going to turn around and say, oh, well, you got to just kind of go with the flow. No, listen. That whole thing was supplemental. It's okay to supplement your relationship with certain things, but at the end of the day, you still need that base. I need to know, I need to know where my home is, my land is, where I'm going to walk. We want to go on the cruise and we want to get on crazy water and we want to get our sea legs. We want to get fucking little crazy. Fine. But I still need to know where home is.
Yeah. I remember during that whole 50 Shades of Grey. I remember the first time. I mean, this is like after years. And Chris, we've had our experiences with a lot of women when we were in our 20s, but I'm in my 30s now and a girl's like, oh, slap me. And I'm like, what do you mean slap you? And then I'm like, she's like, what is that? I'm like,
what is that, you pussy?
She's like, no, harder. I'm like, I can't do this. This is not working for me. I'm not gonna slap you, and the next thing you know, I'm hitting you with inside elbows. I don't need this.
Yeah, exactly. You look like the WWE training camp down in Florida.
I'm sitting here. Bro, I'm sitting here doing like an MMA thing, like elbow,
cross chops.
I don't know, and it goes back to something that we've I don't know how many times we've stressed it on the show. Just be fucking real. Just be who you are. Don't try to act. And listen, this doesn't even have just to do with sex. I have friends. My own wife is guilty for looking at other people's stuff. You see the highlight reels, and you think that these people live this fucking fairy tale lifestyle. Yep. It's just not it. And if you're constantly comparing your life to everyone else's highlight reel, you're never going to be happy. Ever. You're never, ever going to be happy.
It's all fake. It's all fake. Honestly, it's all fake. And then there's so much confusion around what roles we're meant to be playing in the relationship because of the shit that we see on TikTok. That's my biggest regret with my last partner is I was so busy TikToking and watching all this stuff, and I'm like, no, fuck you. Why are you not doing this? That I was missing all of the really good, wholesome shit. And that eventually that's what ended us is that I missed all of the wholesome shit because I was so busy thinking, nope, we got to be like this and he's got to be like that. And just be you and what feels authentically real to you in that moment with your partner, then you'll be fine.
I agree.
It is true because think about it. You can have everything going so great, and the distraction from social media is what ruins it all. You know, it's like because you're like saying. Even I remember I used to date somebody when I was in my last relationship. My relationship was great until she got back on social. I got her to leave social media, and for 2 years she was great. And then when we got married, that's when she got back on social media, and that's when things started going awry. I remember one of the conversations I had with her. She's like, "You only spent $5,000 on this vacation."
Oh,
you know, I remember hearing that, and I'm like, "You bitch, you realize 5,000 is a lot of money? Like,
what a piece of shit!"
Yeah, I heard that exact line, and that comes from not from her, from a place of like, oh well, I see other people spending all this other money on this and this and this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro,
it's a direct correlation.
I remember when you called me and told me that.
Yeah,
you told me it while you were still on that vacation.
Yeah,
and I was like,
where did you go?
You're with the wrong person.
Antigua.
Bro, Antigua they had an oceanfront room. Literally,
oceanfront room, private pool. Room. You know what I mean? I had a little guy named fucking guy going, Mr. Lita, what else can I get you?
Listen, first off, listen, I'm going to put this out there right now. $5,000 for a 2-person vacation is an excellent vacation.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I don't care whatever you say, whatever you think the standard is. I'm letting you know right now. You can go to Mexico, 2 people, and ball out for $1,800 with flights for 7 nights. $5,000. That is a really, really nice vacation.
Hypothetically speaking, Ella, how much would it cost to fly you over here? Hypothetically speaking,
I think about 2,300.
No, see, I'm spending 5 G's here.
Yeah, but it's not even. It's not even.
Is that American? That's not American.
No, that's Australian. That's Australian.
So what is that? Like 13?
Probably about probably about $1,400. I think you guys money. But it's not even about that. And this is where we keep going so fucking wrong, is that like there's these women preaching on TikTok that he's got to spend this much money. He's got to do this. It's not even about that. Like now in hindsight, when I would be fucking happy if somebody took me camping, because it's about the fucking effort. It's about the effort. It's about the person that thought, I want to do something nice for this person. And whether I have $10 in the bank or I have $10 million in the bank, I'm going to do something nice for her. Right. And that's what it should be about, but we're so far from that now. And I'm guilty of being on the other side of the fence and like fucking that up. But like, it really shouldn't be about the monetary thing that's attached to it. It should be about the effort that man's gone to.
What's changed in you though, that you went from being like that to how you are?
I had my heart broken, completely broken, because I pushed this so fucking far that I ended up losing him. And then he never came back. And I was like, I could sit there and I could be like, fuck you. Or I could sit there and I could look at what I did wrong. And trust me, he wasn't perfect in the whole process either. But like, I've spent months like sitting and looking at myself and being like, okay, like this is where I've gone wrong. I don't want to do that again, because imagine how that made the other person feel.
But think about this. You just saying that is something that most people don't do and reflect on themselves. Yep. The only person that ever tells me, no, you didn't do anything wrong was Chris. I'm like, oh, I did something wrong. Like, now she was a piece of shit, but it is true.
Like it is, bro.
But it is true. Most coming from most women, because I've been there to talk to them and see it. They don't sit there and say, what did I do wrong? It's this guy's this. And because, for women, it's easy. If you're a semi-decent looking girl, you can go from guy to guy and create a new reality within minutes. I mean, you can drop the last guy and create a new reality with a new guy within minutes. Men don't have that luxury. I've said it before. We can't just recreate reality right away. We need to work on ourselves, or else we won't get attracted to anyone. Nobody would be attracted to us if we don't.
It's funny you say that, though, because it's been the opposite kind of play out for me. I've been the one that sat and done the work. He's the one that ran off with someone else because he didn't want to do the work, But like you probably agree, you get to this age, right? And like, how many times are you going to continue the same fucking behavior with a different person? Like, I can't go on with someone else. And
at this point, it's zero tolerance. Yeah. I don't even now. The minute I see a red flag, if like since they do something disrespectful, I don't go, oh well, she's hot, so I'll just deal with this little disrespect. Or if she says something off that I just don't agree with, I don't even try to see. Oh well, let's see if another angle of her, she gives good head or something. You know what I mean? Something stupid. You know what I mean? To mask that red flag. Now I'm just like, fuck this. I'm not even entertaining this. See you later.
Yeah.
No, and that's new growth for you. That's only like maybe a year or two for you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's not scary though. That like the girl is doing the same thing for you. Like you literally have to be on your game completely.
Well, to be honest, as long as I'm me and I'm the best version of me, I'm the best. You know what I mean? You guys know me. I'm the best there is, the best there ever was, the best there ever will be. So it doesn't matter, So as long as I keep being me and keep being honest and respectful and just, I don't tolerate shit. So that's the only thing.
Like I know, and I know like Chris would probably say the same thing between him and his wife. There's things that would drive me nuts if I was dating my wife right now, if I like knew about it. You know what I mean? Like you could be with the girl that probably is your ideal match, but maybe she's a little lib in certain areas or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's
listen, there's so many factors that go into it because obviously we're just talking about hypotheticals right now. There are certain things I think that are like deal breakers. And listen, who someone votes for, like, is it going to make things a little bit difficult? Yeah. Who they are, like, a Reeves Muslim. Would he date a Catholic girl? He says no. I bet you he would. If she was cool and she was a good time and she was a nurturing person and she was, she was caring for him and he could leave her alone. Most important, ladies. He can.
I would.
If he leave her alone in a room with his family and come back and they're all having a good time and laughing. These are the types of people you want. The qualities that you can, bro. We just need qualities that make us want to keep you around and have a good time.
Don't embarrass me.
Are not necessarily deal breakers.
Yeah. Do you know what I think it is?
Sorry. Go ahead, Ella.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to say, do you know what I think it is? Is like, I don't think anyone's perfect. Nobody comes perfect, and certainly not at this age. I think that the thing you want to look for is the fact that that person's working on the shit that's delivered them to this point in life, and they're trying to be better. And then both people want to be the best version that they can be and work on it together. And if you can master those things, everything else is good. Those red flags then become green flags because that person's working on those things and you guys are working on things together to be the best version of each other together and for one another.
And listen, I completely agree with that. And I actually think where you guys are in your age right now is the closest you'll ever be to the perfect version of yourself because you've actually learned more from your past. And if the and that's why I kind of understand where Reef's coming from. If you're at this age now, and Ella, I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you guys talked about that already, but if you're at that age, how old?
37.
God,
and folks, sign up to the Patreon because she's easy on the eyes. So
that's OnlyFans. It's OnlyFans.
So, if you're at this age now and you have these red flags where it's just like, all right, this is something I may have a hard time looking past. Chances are that person knows they're like that and they don't give a fuck anymore either. And they're not willing to change themselves. So just call it a day. You had a good time. You want to date, at least set the boundary of what you're going to be. Let's not act like it's going to be like a marriage or some kids or something like that. Let's just call it what it is.
Being honest early is so important because some girls, you'll meet them and like some girls are just attracted to me physically and that's it. Just be honest. Because I don't have to play this game of pretending to chase you and everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's your favorite color? What do you do? Like, you want to fuck? Just tell me that's what you want to do. Chances are I'm not going to agree to it. But if that's what you want, because that's what they're doing, most of these girls here. Like, I met girls in New York and I asked them, how many guys you dating? She's like, well, I'm seeing like 2 other guys, which women don't usually tell the truth. So she's probably seen 5. You know what I mean? So it's like
she's trying to pass you that spike protein, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm not trying to get that fucking HPV. Fuck that.
That's a whole nother like trend. It's a whole nother trend. It's like, again, on TikTok, it's like, I like keep your roster full. Personally, myself, like, I'm not like that. I just want to find one person and I'll give you my attention. And then like, if I'm not with you and I'm healing from you, I'm not entertaining anyone else. Like I can't, it makes me feel icky, but it's this whole trend of like, girls, keep your roster full. Don't give one guy your whole attention. Have 5, like bounce between them. Like, I don't understand that, but that's what I have so many friends that are like that. And I'm like, how? Like, why are you doing that? Like, I don't understand.
The whole rule of the universe, taking energy and giving energy, that's real. If you're spreading your energy out to other people, it's very hard to keep your attention on the person you really care about. Yeah. Energy is the only thing that doesn't just get destroyed. It just gets passed on. Like even when you talk about electricity, that's energy. when it goes to a circuit, it doesn't just disappear. It's got to go through the circuit to keep running because the energy never goes. It's the same thing with people. We are made of fucking energy. That's us. So when you're sleeping with a lot of people, especially a woman, because remember, a woman makes a choice of sleeping with someone. A man makes the choice of making you his wife afterwards. You know what I mean? So you decide if you want to sleep with me, and then I decide whether I want you to be my girl or my wife or other than that. So when you're deciding to spread your energy on multiple people, it's so hard to really focus on what you really want. And the same thing goes with men. Like if I'm sleeping with 3 women, I have this one girl who's really great, but it's hard to put my energy to her because my energy's so spread out right now with so many women. So it's like I could be passing up on this just to get my nut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it goes both ways too. So it's so hard to focus in. And that's like my parents have been together for 45 years. You know, they were arranged marriage together for 45 years. So it's like they dealt with so much. They just dealt with it. You know, now you see that now. It's like one person goes, well, he didn't take the garbage out. Fuck this motherfucker. You know, who does he think he is?
Right.
You know,
it's people give up way too easy now too. That's another thing that I've learned recently. Like people give up way too easy.
But think about that. Easy. Like but what I went with that point is that my parents were engaged. That whole energy with each other. You know, it wasn't spread out. It wasn't going on everywhere else, and that's the biggest problem. People are too spread out because they want their options. And the reality of the current dating scene, men that make a lot of money and are considered high value, they do sleep around, but there's a very small percentage of them. You're talking about 2% of the male population that make over 200,000, you know, and the women are chasing that man. But the problem is that man is not chasing that woman, you know, and that's the thing is most of these women want that guy. They want this high value man. They want to catch this guy, but that guy is not looking for them. So then the women that get heartbroken by this high value man look at the other normal guys who are good dudes making good money and see him as, I'm just settling for this guy. When you're not bringing much value to the table. You're not settling for this. This man's a great man. You know, just because he's not making $1 million, he's still a great man. And that's the problem is that everybody's had these higher expectations, and you know, it's it's not reality really. People are not really focused on reality right now.
No, and again, it comes down to social media because I think like a guy can be a tradesman and be a great fucking father and be an amazing man that cares and loves for his woman, but he only makes 90 grand a year. Like, why is he being viewed as not a high value man now? Because
90 grand's a lot of money.
Well, 90 grand's still good money, but if he's there showing up for you every day, like that's what a high value man is. Not how much is in his fucking bank, it's how much love and currency he gives from in here and here.
Yeah.
Not like the bank card. Yeah.
Well, a man's currency is usually his time and his money. So if he has all his money going to in his time, that's like me, I work a lot of hours a week. For me to give you 3-4 hours a week, that's a lot for me. That's my currency of showing you how much I care about you. I'm giving up my time of sleeping or resting when I should to be with you.
Yeah.
It's got to be reciprocated though. You know, you can't sit there and be like, well, this motherfucker's only giving me 2 hours a week. Like you should sit there and be like, this guy's working hard. He's trying to get his shit together. And he's giving me his 2 hours. I got to enjoy this 2 hours, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a wild world right now, the dating scene. And like you said, with the TikToks and the Instagrams and everybody pushing this fake narrative of alpha male, alpha female, be this, be that. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? You know?
Yeah, I was so guilty of that. So fucking guilty of it. And I'm testament to the fact that like, if you keep watching these TikToks and believing all this fucking bullshit that we're being fed, this narrative, like it's going to end. It's going to end. Yeah. Then what are you going to do? You can't take it all back. Like it's done. Damage is done. Like, so like if even one person watches this and realizes like I'm living proof that it's bullshit following that fucking narrative and you can save your relationship before it is too late, then please do.
Yeah, I think if you have somebody you really love right now, I think you should really try to make it work. Unless that person's fucking other people or doing something that you just, you know, you're just not agreeing with. You should make it work.
Yeah, that's not your girl. That's not your girl.
Yeah. You know, you got if she's fucking other people, I'm gonna tell you right now. If the girl you're seeing is seeing or talking to other people or has guy friends, I'm telling you right now, she's getting dick down when you're at work or doing something else. Cut it off, boys.
Or she's got them in the wings for when
they're falling back.
Done something wrong. Yeah,
it's a fallback, guys. It's just the way it's.
That's exactly the fallback, guys. That's exactly.
Yeah. It's the person that you know, he's my friend and we haven't slept together, and that's how they rationalize with it. Well, I never slept with him, so we're not really, you know, he's just really my friend. But they know they can sleep with him because I have friends. I'm good friends. I don't think about sleeping with them. But if they tell me, hey, Reef, you want to fuck tonight? My pants come off like terribly. training pants from like the NBA back in the day. I'm just pulling them off. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Listen, a girl that has a girl having a man in the wings and a guy having a girl in the wings are two totally different,
completely different things.
Because if the guy really does like want to be with you, he will drop that girl in 2 seconds
quickly.
If you're like, I don't want her on anything. I don't want you to follow her anywhere. No problem. The girl will always give a little bit of kickback. He's like a brother that just run.
He's like a brother to me.
Just run.
Yeah,
we've never done anything. We just have dinner once in a while. Man, I can really come to him. The biggest fear I would have is like having a girl talk to another man about me. Like, that guy's like, that guy don't deserve you. I know because I was him. I was the guy friend, that I was like, girl, you don't deserve that, man. Let's pour some more wine. Go ahead.
Let me take care of you.
Yeah, let me take care of
my
you.
shoulder.
Yeah, come talk.
Oh, listen, I had girls I'd never even hooked up with that used to, like, they'd be on like that fringe, either just met the guy and they were starting to get serious, or they were trying to wrap it up with that guy and try to move on to the next. And they would literally be like, "Legend, can you write on my MySpace wall?" And I'd be like, "What do you mean?" I'm
making jealous.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, can you just write it?" Meanwhile, you do it. And then all of a sudden, next weekend, I'm down the shore. I'm getting fucking people throwing punches at me from behind my head, and I turn around, what's going on? And they're like, "You wrote on so and so's page." I'm like, "Oh, motherfucker!" I walked right into that. Yeah, and then you have to, you got to play the role because I did write on the wall, so now I'm not going to throw. You're going to
be the big man now.
And I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, that's right. I wrote on the wall. I'm going to write on more after this weekend."
I'm gonna write on her ass.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
spray paint that necklace.
All right. So, what's your thoughts? You made a comment before about how, men and women having someone in the wings is like a completely different kind of experience. Yeah. So, what happens if a guy's got he's following all these girls on let's say Instagram, yeah, but he won't delete them.
So I've been in this situation. So there's two folds.
Wait, go ahead. Tell me what you're saying. I just missed that.
Go ahead, Ella. Ask
I was just saying how Legend said before that a girl and a guy having people in the wings is two different things, yeah. And then I said, so what happens if the guy has these girls that he's following and they're messaging, the girls are messaging, dropping in the inbox on Instagram, and he won't delete them?
Yeah. So there's two parts to it, because here's what's going to happen. Most guys are going to turn around and say, well, if you're that insecure, and you want me to delete them, I'll do it. But they'll try to play the mind game where they're going to get you to basically they're trying to throw it on you to back off, because let's be honest, they really don't want to delete those girls.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know how serious it is with you right now. Maybe they don't know what level you're at. If you guys just started talking, any smart guy is not going to delete those girls for you, because you haven't earned that position yet. Now, if you're definitely all about the guy and I'm also all about you, that deletion will happen immediately, quickly, and it'll even come with, hey, listen, is it cool? Because I'm gonna hit these girls up and say, just listen, my new girl that I'm kicking it with is not comfortable. It is what it is, and that's it. You go and you have the conversation. You say, we're friends, but right now, it makes my girl uncomfortable, and this is the relationship, the steps that I'm taking in this relationship. It is what it is. And that's
you still tell them that you're deleting them?
100%.
You have to,
bro. If you're a grown up,
see, I don't know. I see where you're going, Shadow, with that. Why would you let them know? Just delete them.
You're playing both sides.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, and I've been in the situation. That girl is not going to just take that deletion without the conversation anyway.
She's gonna show up in an outfit.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna wait for a week to go by where she's let it build up, and all of a sudden she's going out on a Friday night, but she wants to give you a piece of her mind, like, oh, that girl's a piece of shit. Thanks for deleting me. And then she's gonna ask you to meet up with her anyways.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're in the
playing chess.
I think exactly. Yep. And to be honest,
I've been there.
There's no reason to be scared. If you're feeling someone and she's feeling you and she's not comfortable with these relationships, she should respect the fact that, hey, listen, I'm going to let them know why I'm deleting them. That's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. Why would you play this role where you're just going to delete them? And then, because most guys that do that too, as soon as shit doesn't work out with them, they're going to throw you under the bus and say, hey, sorry, she's fucking crazy. She went into my page. She deleted you, blah, blah, blah. There's no there's no fugaziness when you made that phone call. You were the man. You picked up the phone and you say, hey, listen, I'm deleting you. It makes my girl uncomfortable.
Yep.
I'm sorry. It is what it is. You know, we had a good time, but right now where I'm going, you're not more important than this person that's uncomfortable. And that's it. We move on.
Well, I'll give you a perfect example. When I had, Chris will tell you, before I got married, I was with my ex for like almost 6 years. She was so uncomfortable. I had a big social media. I think I had 100,000 followers on Twitter. My Instagram had a photography page that was like 10,000 followers. And she would just constantly make comments about it. And I just deleted it. I was like, this shit don't mean nothing to me, you know? But in her, it was a power move. Me just thinking I'm older right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm showing you that I'm committed. For her, a power move to get rid of all my options, you know?
Yeah.
But for me, it was just like, I don't really give a shit about this. Plus, I didn't understand the marketing value of social media back then. I had all these followers and I'm like, oh, I'm just talking what I do. And I didn't understand the benefit of it. So to me, I was like, whatever. I'd rather give this up for you any day of the week.
Yeah.
You know, so I just deleted everything. Now I'm thinking back, I'm like, that was fucking stupid. You know, it was so stupid. Because I can't say I wasn't pulling girls from it because I was, you know, but it wasn't the main thing I did. I just literally like being outspoken and giving my takes all the time. But, you know, thinking back to it now, it's like, you shouldn't have to give up your social media for it. You know, you can be a respectful person to people. You know, it's not like you have to answer every bitch that DMs you. You know, you don't have to be that. Plus, for men, we don't get DMs like women.
Yeah,
think.
no, exactly.
We don't get DMs. That shit don't happen.
And honestly, let's call it what it is. If you knew which one of your friends or your girlfriends that once you got into a serious relationship, they had to go.
Yeah, you know.
It was like, hey, listen, you know, I'm getting pretty serious with this girl. We got a history. I can't be fucking with you on social media. You know, if I see you out, hello, hug, nice to see you, whatever. But like, you know, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. And that's it.
And you know what? If they're real friends, then
they'll respect it.
They'll respect it. You know, they'll respect it and be like, you know, I get it. Because you can't be having guy friends or girlfriends when you're in a serious relationship. It just doesn't happen. It's not a realistic thing. And a lot of women, I know I deal with it now. I was dating some chick and I let her go because she was like, oh, I have guy friends. I was like, I don't give a fuck. See you later. I'm the only guy friend you need for now. Look at me. Yeah. I'm the captain now. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm the only motherfucker you need right now.
They're cool too because you know that when shit goes bad, they're the first ones that are there with the old glizzy Gaga 2000.
Yeah, oh yeah, the fucking Gaga. How you doing? You know what I mean?
And a bottle of wine.
Yeah, a bottle of wine. Oh, I got this. You know what I mean?
You're rolling up with the box white Zinfandel. I don't know if they got that down there. But
boxed wine, you don't have boxed wine?
We have boxed wine. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely you got Franzia. That's another one.
Let me tell you something about boxed wine.
You knew you were getting it.
There was this chick. There was this chick that she used to make her rounds up in the North Jersey, like clubs and everything. She used to take a box wine, remove the bladder from the box wine, and put it in her purse. And she put a little hole in her purse, and she would just slap this little and like
the old drinks. Slap in the bag.
She would slap the bag and have wine for the whole night at the clubs. And I never forget. I like that. She's like, "You want some wine?" I'm like, "Nah, it's cool. I'm not drinking wine." She's like, "Nah, it's free." And then she just pulled my cup next to her, squeezed her bag, and just went. And I remember the wine just coming.
Reed, if you went on a date with this girl, is that a red flag?
100%. If you need wine that bad on a date, see you later.
I'll tell you right now, she's foaming from the vagina. There's no.
Oh yeah. She's definitely got a little froth going.
Definitely got the old Tetra bag of flake food.
Oh.
Whoa, who's like feeding fish over here?
Prom night at the Howard Johnson Inn.
What is that?
No.
But you know what?
Your fish tank's got some algae.
Yeah, what's going on here? Next thing you know, you're on a 5-day thing of antibiotics. Who knows?
Z-pack.
A little Z-pack.
2 tablets for the clap.
Oh my God.
One of my friends recently was like, he had slept with this girl, and he's like, man, it just doesn't feel right. Something's wrong. I'm like, yeah, well, sounds like chlamydia, you know. And then, but again, he was like, you know, it's fucked up. He was with this girl that was like a cool girl, and he's like, it can't be her. I'm like, bro, you just don't fucking know, kid.
Sometimes it's too cool to be true.
Yep.
You know. That's true.
That person can have sex once and catch something. You don't know.
Yeah, but that's small percentage. Most girls are catching things because they're whoring out.
Yeah.
You ain't catching an STD because of some 1% of we just had a one night. You know what I mean? You're catching STD if you putting the work in. You know what I mean? To get an STD, you actually put the work in. You know what I mean?
Honest. Yeah, let's be honest. And if it wasn't from you, it means that she was definitely with someone within the last week, because no one walks around with that more than a week.
Bro, nobody's walking around with a firestorm on their vagina for 2 weeks.
No.
Nobody.
And it was by accident.
I know people that have had because chlamydia, for example. No, this isn't a me thing, guys. I'm just gonna. That's the
disclaimer.
This is
disclaimer.
She's clean.
Yeah, definitely. No, I have girlfriends now that are completely fertile because chlamydia are infertile. Because it doesn't present really in a lot of females. They don't get symptoms. So, they can have it for a year or two and have no idea. Unless they're going, you should go and get your checks. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You should go get checked all the time.
You should be going.
That sounds like some syphilis, which is opening up a whole new can of worms.
Yeah. No, chlamydia. And now they can't have children. So.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. But again, it's the importance of if you've been sexually active, go get your checks.
That's why we need Sharia law. This is what we need. We need Muslim Sharia law. That's it. No women covered their heads. They're not allowed out of the house, just dressed in garbs, and that's it. That's what will solve everything.
Solve all the problems.
Muslim law. We go right back to old school Muslim law.
Didn't Tate say that?
Seems good in the Middle East.
Did he say that? Yeah, things are great in the Middle East.
Yeah, Tate said something.
Women just learned how to drive recently.
Actually?
Yeah, I think in Iran they just let women drive 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, whatever progress they were making, Biden fucked it all up.
Oh yeah,
I know that. Shout out to your boy Joey Biden.
Yo, that's my boy, bro. Shout out to Joe Biden, president. He's a big fan of the show. So what's going on now in Australia? How's the vibe in Australia now?
Yeah, we're back to doing everything's open and we can live normally now. COVID doesn't exist anymore.
Just snap, Thanos snap. Nobody remembers anything.
Gone. It's gone.
And they just pretend all that shit that they did fucked up, didn't happen, right?
Yeah. But there's news articles coming out that's saying all these false vaccines are actually causing all of this vaccination damage. And I'm well, I was that crazy person to begin with saying no, don't let them put that in your body.
Yeah.
And everyone's you're so fucking selfish, Ella. You should be wearing 10 masks. And I was no, fuck you. And then this all comes out and I'm well, I'm not going to say, haha, I told you so, but fuck.
Haha, I told you so, motherfucker. That's what we do too.
Do you know anyone that had to go to one of those sick camps or
those
whatever?
Quarantine camps?
Quarantine camps?
Nah, I don't think they actually really enforce that over here, but they locked us in for 2 years.
That's crazy.
You couldn't leave. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't exercise. We were just stuck in the house.
What did you is that when you started content creating? When you started
Yeah, that's when I started my OnlyFans.
You were telling me before that, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I started.
Welcome to COVID Clip.
Yeah. It wears a mask. No.
It's got a hood.
That's when I started because it was tough. What they did to us is fucked. And it just, they're it's for the greater good, but what happens to all those people that were locked in with abusive partners? Nobody ever talked about that.
Think about that. That's fucking crazy.
By themselves.
Yep. Being bashed and killed, and where's the statistics on all the people? Where did DV go? Where's the statistics on that? It would have been huge, but nobody talks about that.
They probably marked it down as a COVID death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I met this lady once, and she was telling me her son-in-law died from a car accident, and then because he'd had COVID a month before, healed, got better. They listed his death from the car accident as COVID.
Yeah, we've heard that story.
Honestly, when you guys look back on this 30, 40 years, our kids are talking about it, they're never it's going to be compared to some of the biggest atrocities like 9/11.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hitler shit. Like that's what it's going to be compared to, depending on who's telling the story.
That's why they're trying to rewrite history almost right now. I feel like,
of course. Well, you see it now.
None of this happened because they see the data is like so conclusive at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think even like the Canadian Prime Minister, that guy Trudeau, who's a fucking queer anyway, scumbag piece of shit. Anyway, that guy was like, "Well, I never forced anybody to get the jab. Like, I don't. It was just your choice. You just couldn't work, have a bank account, do anything.
Everyone knows these things. It's potentially dangerous.
Yeah, everybody knows when you take.
Ella, did you have to get vaccinated?
I did. I didn't get it. I refused. I would have rather eat
Queen.
fucking tin. Yeah,
Let's go.
I would have eaten tin spaghetti if I fucking had to. Like I was not getting that, and no way were they ever fucking coming near my kids. There was one point in time where like the local school, they set up a COVID bus out the front, and they were, because kids over 12 years old, they could be influenced to be jabbed without parental consent.
Bro, it makes my blood boil.
That was happening here in the States.
They were jabbing kids on the way into school. Yeah, they're jabbing kids into school. And I rang my kid's principal and I said to him, if you fucking go near my kid, I swear to fucking God, like I will run my car through your school. Like, don't fucking go near them. And we had like a meetup point set. Like my kids knew, like if they fucking come near you with those injections, you run here. You run, you hide, I'll come get you. Like
think about what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Literally
hiding from the government.
How to hide.
We're the crazy
from
people.
The government trying to push shit into your. I mean, if
we're the people they're saying are crazy.
Could you imagine if this was the other way with conservative? They would be painting the picture like this is 1940s Germany all over again.
Yeah.
And think about we're funding the program that's doing this. we're giving money to these people.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you're a true hero for protecting your kids, and that's what you're supposed to do as a mom. So, as someone who is not, I just don't vaccinate and didn't do anything like that. I commend you, and it's a hard path to go down because you have a lot of people that are not on your side, or at least the ones that are that are on your side are not as vocal as the ones that are not on your side when it comes to it.
Yeah, so. Definitely. It's I don't know that we've seen the end of it. To be fair, you know, like I don't know what else is coming.
Every 4 years, every 4 years we'll get it. We'll get something. As long as they don't fuck up Ebola, I don't want to deal with Ebola. Ebola is the one that like scares the absolute shit.
Whatever comes next is you're going to be able to see it walking down the street.
Like, right.
That's what scares me.
Yes, me too. That's Ebola. That is Ebola.
Everything revolves around United States elections. So I think Hotep Jesus was saying the other day, we should suspend all elections and see the difference in what we get every 4 years, because that's what you're seeing now. Look at now, right now, we've been calling it the preseason right now. Like see what's going on now. You can see they're just testing the waters right now to see what they can get away with, and then next year you're going to see more riots. You're going to see the protests. You're going to see another outbreak of some kind of bullshit. Remember during the midterms, it was monkeypox. Remember they tried to sell.
Oh yeah, they tried to sell that too.
But then what happened? A bunch of queers were getting it, and they were like, you know what I mean? Oh shit!
Only gay people were getting it because it had to do with anal sex.
Exactly.
That's why you're getting
exactly what it was.
And eating dicks that were in assholes.
I mean, I don't feel like you meant to do that anyway. Like you don't double dip holes.
Yeah, you can't be double dipping out here.
Can't tell that community nothing. Can't tell.
But do you know what I found really interesting? Like, I think like in history will speak for this. Whenever they're trying to do something, there's some big crisis that they divert everybody's attention to. You know, like so whatever happened to like Epstein, is that how you say it? And what happened to and what happened to Trump got all these kids out from under the tunnels from sex.
Yeah, they don't talk about that stuff.
Well, they're not talking about that. They're too busy talking about COVID. But he didn't get any hats off for that. Like, where's that all gone?
Well, think about it. That's how you know the media is controlled by one side. You look at the border crisis right now. Look at what's going on. All we heard about before the election is the cages that Trump had people locked in. Well, guess what? Those cages are still not gone away. The crisis is so bad there now that the children are 10 times worse off. I just saw a report.
Obama made those cages.
Right.
What is it? We haven't heard about this.
Oh, they're
at the border, at the Mexican border.
They separate the children supposedly from parents, but let's be honest, no parents are coming in with their children. No. They're usually, they're mules. They're brought in. They bring the kids so that they can get in, and then they can go and do whatever they want. But I saw a report that they had a girl that they brought to the hospital to give her a rape. 8 years old, 57 DNAs inside of her. That is what's going on at the border because that Biden doesn't want to do anything about it, and they're letting people in. So what they do is they're taking these kids who are ultimately, let's be honest, they're sex trafficked. They're acting like they're their children so they can get to the border, and they can be, pretty much a catch and release. That's it. And then they don't stick with these kids. And if they do stick with the kids, they're going to sex traffic them, or they're going to put them on, webcam businesses and shit like that. They're going to exploit them, or they just leave them. And then those kids wind up going to the nearest hospital or police station or whatever. And now they're our problem. No one gives a shit. Yeah. They're going to wind up in the system, the orphan system in the United States, which is one of the worst fucking places to be.
Yeah, that's worse in the homes most of the time.
What's crazy is right now is, there was a big push about reminding everybody about slavery, but I think sex slavery is a lot worse than regular slavery. Don't get me wrong, slavery's bad.
You're going to get so much shit from that.
You know what I mean?
But guess
slavery's bad, but sex slavery is a lot worse. You know what I mean? And that's happening right now and down the border right now.
Because it's taking the most pure thing that you can take from a human being.
Of course.
How do you hurt little kids, dude?
No, don't fuck me.
It's crazy.
Just don't understand it. There's a special place in hell for those people, and they're some of the most protected people in the world right now. These pedophile rapists are some of the most protected people.
Well, think about just recently.
Can't even talk about it.
Think about the head of the CIA currently was meeting with Jeffrey Epstein on his fucking plane after he was convicted for a child pedophile case. This is afterwards. The current head of the CIA right now.
Can you tell? Can I tell you what my theory is, Reef? And this is going to fucking ruin your night. But here's what I truly believe. I truly believe that the alphabet agencies knew what Jeffrey Epstein did. They knew eventually he'd be the fall guy. It is what it is.
Yeah,
but
he's low level fruit.
They coordinated Jeffrey Epstein to continue to run this island of sex trafficking because they understood it was very easy because of where he was and how a lot of these elites felt comfortable around him to then bring people from other countries, these other elites, so that he could do his thing, let them have sex with kids, videotape it, film it, and do whatever. And then all he was going to do was going to pass along that film to these alphabet agencies, and they would use it for leverage,
of course,
to then manipulate those countries.
Yep.
There's no way that they didn't do that.
Think about these big government agencies, and I'm gonna get back to that too, are using children, innocent children, to push an agenda.
100%.
And that's the only way. And recently that you were just saying that they had this interview with this guy who was like a big, he was big on all these scientific tests and everything they did. And they asked him, why were you on these flight logs and what were you doing on this island? He's like, to be honest with you, he's like, we were just invited to these parties. And he's like, we were never invited to these parties. And Jeffrey Epstein came and invited us to these parties where there was model women interested in us. Think about it. If you're a fucking dork from MIT or wherever the best colleges, Rhodes, wherever you go, these dorks are not the best looking guys and they're not the most charismatic guys. You got a guy like Epstein introducing you to like tens, it's like, what do you do? I know I've been there. You know what I mean? When you're introduced to a 10 and you're like, I can never keep this girl. This is crazy. What do I do?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll agree to anything. Just have this girl who's
just
a
pay her, leave the strip club, man. That's it.
Right. and listen, when you think about it too, just the amount of money that was amassed from Jeffrey Epstein, right? I'm sorry. I hate to tell you this. If you think that Jeffrey Epstein made all of that money, however, because let's be honest, no one even knows what the fuck the guy did, right? He was funded. The guy was funded by government money.
He was the face, just like Michael Jordan was the face of basketball. Epstein is the face.
Just like Friedman was the face of the crypto, where they launder all the money through Ukraine. He's a fall guy. They make deals. They say, "Listen, you're going to
just like Alex Jones is the face of all conspiracy theorists." You know what I mean? Right. It's the same way,
right?
But that
life
whole...
is all leverage. Unfortunately, right now, the biggest leverage play is these.
Blackmail.
Being caught with these children. These children are the biggest leverage. But you know what the fucked up part is? The children are being exploited because that's how many sick fucks are out there. It's not like it's not like they're exploiting them and leveraging them with money. They're not like, hey, we're going to give you 10 because that doesn't work. You can't tell the Prince of Saudi, hey, we're going to give you $100 billion when he's a fucking trillionaire. But you know what they're going to say? Come to Epstein Island.
We got these kids,
115, 14-year-old virgins, and you're going to have a great weekend. You can't get that where he is right now.
First of all, 100 virgins is not fun. Okay. I got to teach 100 bitches how to fuck and suck dick. Get out of here. That shit ain't fun.
Well, they're 14.
No,
so
don't use your teeth.
You don't have to teach them.
Even worse, braces. Imagine teaching virgins. No, your teeth. Don't do that. Here, just move. Put this pillow under your stomach.
Listen, if you want to grow up braces, all you got to do is go to the community college in North Bergen.
Oh, forget it. They're 40 years old getting braces, these bitches.
Exactly. I hate that topic. Such a dark.
It is. Yeah, we got off a little topic.
Yeah,
we were getting into relationships, and then we got into pedophiles. I don't know how that went real quick.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's just fucked knowing that shit actually happens. You know, like they must be fucking terrified. I just think about like they must be terrified, laying there thinking like, "Where's my mom?
Yeah,
where's my dad? Where's my daddy?"
I think it's scarier that we know it's happening and like
nothing gets done.
Nothing gets done.
Guys, they made a movie about it. We know what's happening. Taken. They showed us what goes on right in our face.
They were Albanian.
It is the darkest part of it.
What is the reasoning for not releasing the Epstein list?
It's do you know?
Give me a reason.
It's sealed for
because then it's
years,
the masses against them.
Who gives a fuck? Those people should be dead.
Yeah, because they don't want the masses.
I'll tell you why they can't release the list. Because the government has the receipts for how these people were paid. And to release the list
that's the thing,
would mean to
take down basically
you're implicating yourself in one of the biggest atrocities against children in the world.
Yep. And also the general public can't relate to, well, I wasn't really involved, because if you're on a list, like, because let's be honest, there's a lot of people that probably had nothing to do with it, but they're on the list.
No way, Trump's on that list, right? That list is released if Trump's on that list, right?
I mean, Trump's had his.
I'm sure Trump has been there, but he ain't on that flight.
There's documented things with him and his ex-wife that were. This is from the previous lawsuits. Like, there's things that he's done in his past that's probably like, I don't even know.
I will say that Trump was probably smart enough never to go to that island.
But probably this is why they won't let Trump rule again, is because he does good for against the system.
Yeah, well, the system it's just like now, like we see with Tucker Carlson in the news right now. When they demonize you, then you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
When they start shitting on you,
way? There's a quote, right? There's a quote about like something. If you say the man who gets his tongue cut out or something. I don't know. I'll go back to it, but there's a really good quote about it.
Sickest quote ever, bro. Hey, there's a man that got his tongue pulled out.
No.
This fucking guy's just making up quotes right now. I love it.
Legendary quotes.
Yeah, it's legendary quote. Hey, you got no tongue, you can't talk shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, Socrates, fucking 14 BC.
No, bro. It's when you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar. You're only telling the world that you fear what he has to say. Bingo, bango. That quote just literally came out of my pants and it fell right into your lap. Really.
It just blew it up.
Suck on that quote like a Bud Light.
That was an old legend tweet. That wasn't. It was. Have to go back in his Twitter.
It was.
What happened? Let it search that out. But he's right. It's true. It really is
true. Though it is true. It is very fucking true.
It is.
No, and that's another thing. When we go back to dating, like we were saying, like your political affiliation's big where I'm from right now in New York City. Like people pay attention to that. I never thought that was a real thing because I think politics is like the entertainment theater of culture. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's real. Most of it's not real if you really think about it. But
people's
that's
identity now.
But people's identity is politics right now. Like, oh, are you liberal? Yeah. What do you vote? You vote for Trump. You vote for this. Like people on their dating profiles will go, if you vote for Trump, don't even bother liking me.
Oh my God.
Bro, it's on their profiles. I've taken
I take
their screenshots. I'm like,
I believe you, bro.
The fuck?
That's the world. Listen.
It's not like that here.
You know, my ass is like, fuck Trump, bitch. What are you doing tonight? I love Biden. We
you know what
fucking
you should do? You know what you should do as soon as you're done banging him out too? You should literally lay next to him and you should just
Trump 2024, bitch.
Put the old MAGA hat on. You just put the MAGA hat on. Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch. Trump.
And Reef's dealing with the rape case pretty much.
Yeah.
Said,
I got sexual aggravated cause.
You know what's fucked up? I can see that happening though. Like, I slept with him under the pretense that he was a Biden voter, and then he took out a MAGA hat, and then you're going to get convicted because it's going to be a liberal DA that's funded
But that's
by
how
Soros.
sad the world is now. Like that actually would probably fucking happen.
Exactly.
I'm going to write a Netflix movie. I'm going to use AI. And we're going to talk about a MAGA man who supports Trump who gets convicted of sexual assault by putting on a MAGA hat after he's fucking.
I'm telling you, bro. I just wrote that movie, so
we're gonna get
court against me.
To fucking... Technically, we are owned by Haram Life LLC, so I have access to all this information on the podcast now.
Oh shit! Yeah,
you're gonna be writing an email like Tucker Carlson over here, be like, I had to leave the Haram Life Network.
I gotta ask, what is the symbolism?
It's a protection mask.
Really?
Is that like the old Japanese?
Is that Japanese?
Yeah, Oni mask. Yeah.
The old Ronins used to wear that to fear off the spirits of the undead ninjas back in the day, if I'm not mistaken, or the undead samurais. So they would wear the protection mask.
My father was a great samurai.
Because the Japanese did believe the undead were always alive still. So the only way to protect the undead from the broken spirit is through a protection mask.
That's it. Yeah, you got it.
That's right. Of course.
There you go. No, I've got a lot of tattoos. So,
how many tats you got?
Do you know what? I get asked that every day that I go live on TikTok, and I still haven't fucking counted them all. I do have a funny one though. Like I used to have my ex-fiance's name, like it says "Love is enough," and then it has his name, and I just tattooed it out. Like I just put it across.
You got to put the Haram. Benny? You got to put the Haram life right here.
Benny.
Yeah, Benny. Yeah.
Wait, are we doing a full? We're gonna go through all the tattoos right now. We might as well.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, we can.
Yeah, no, we got time.
Okay, I'll start head to toe. I got ones on my shoulders. They're like my two favorite things of my big kids. One says Sleepy Smiles because he would smile when I'd kiss him when he was asleep, and the other says Sleepy Words because she talks in her sleep, but she always talks about her brother. Then there's that one we've just gone through. That one says Love Remembers You because that ex-fiance went to jail and I was very in love. I have they're just my finger ones. That did have his initial there because like one time his name wasn't enough.
I was going to say, really tattoo his name on your heart.
Yeah, a lot.
We're going to get Reef somewhere on
there. I actually really like that name.
Reef slowly clicks the booking.com.
Bing bong. Australian Air. Right now. I'll be doing this podcast from fucking Australia in 2 weeks.
Yeah. On the same screen.
Before you know it, Reef's gonna have his own OnlyFans, and we're gonna be sitting guy girl content.
I'm wearing a fucking kabuki mask.
Rey Mysterio up over there.
All of a sudden, it's a protection mask. Go fuck yourself.
You won't get the clap with that on.
That's amazing.
Fuck.
That was good.
That's great. Great.
Yeah, that's just like a meaningless kind of cuff, and then I have like my arm done and the inside of my arm. What else do I have? Oh, this one's my newest one.
Wow.
And then I have down this side, I have written dance to the beat of your heart, which means like do things your way. Don't like follow the crowd.
Just so you know, a Reef is a sucker for the rib piece.
Oh,
I've seen it firsthand.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better than seducing a girl and seeing the rib piece of Bible verse on her chest. Rib piece. Thou shalt not steal. I love that.
With him in the unity of the Holy Spirit.
I love when a girl's got a back tattoo that says Spirito Santo.
What does that mean?
It's like the start of every prayer. Yeah, the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit.
Thou shalt not hit it from behind.
Yeah, thou shalt not hit it from behind it.
I don't know what else do I have. I have another one on the other side. Sorry.
See, do you guys have tattoos? Sorry to interrupt you, Ella. Do you guys have any tattoos?
I got one.
Chato, you got a tattoo?
Yeah.
Legend, I know you don't have.
You don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley, do you?
Neither do I. I got nothing anywhere. Look at it. Beautiful skin everywhere. Nowhere.
Clean skin.
You know what I mean?
I got a $sign on my scrotum. It's my money back.
What was the old joke?
Well
what was the old joke? I put a elephant ears on my legs. You know what I mean? Right by my dick.
Oh, I don't know. I never heard that one, bro.
No? Oh, shit.
That was a good quote, though.
Is it good enough to go into Legends quotes, though?
Yeah, I know. He's pulling them out of his ass anyway.
I'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
By the way, where can they see these?
Yeah, I'll let everybody know where you can see him. Shout him out.
So if you want my OnlyFans link, you've got to go to my Twitter, which is @Ella_MILF. And then the link is in the bio there, or it's pinned to my page too.
All right. Ella
is that a MILF with an I,
Twitter.
or is that with like a Y?
Yeah, with an I.
I like the MILFs with a Y though.
You know when they
a bit more spicy.
When they put that, when they put that Y in,
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, you're gonna go down the rabbit hole with that account.
Really?
I just think their first account, the one with the I, got suspended or something like that.
Exactly.
Well,
the Y one is the 2.0.
I mean, we asked Sarah last time she came on. She was our OnlyFans friend. Now we're gonna what is the craziest thing you've been asked to do?
I was waiting for this question.
You were ready for it? What'd you say?
I was ready for this
She was ready for this.
I certainly didn't see this in the notes. I didn't know we were going down this hole.
I mean, now that we're there, I mean,
here we are.
I already have 6 requests. I got 6 requests and a Cash App ready to go. So go ahead.
Custom order, baby.
Is that why you told me to fund the Cash App today?
Yeah. That's why I said, I need you to put $100 from the Haram Life account.
$100, Reef. Don't be cheap.
That's just to get you here.
I was gonna say,
that's just to wet the palate. All right.
And by palate, he means penis.
Yes. I know. With the elephant trunk.
Yeah. Funny part about that palate is it's like
the funny thing about that palate, it spits when it's angry.
Oh, you're fucked.
Oh god. All right. Weirdest thing, most fucked up thing that I've been asked is like when guys come in and they ask for like rape scene stuff. That's fucked. I always say no to that.
I can't believe that's an actual request.
Wait. What does that mean though? They come in and then they add like take me through.
Like,
I don't even know what that means.
Like my idea of a rape scene is she comes in, takes all my credit cards, and I'll never see her again.
That's what you should do.
But what I'm saying is, they come in. What do you do? Like a live or something? They come into your room.
They just come, like subscribe to my page, and they'll message. They'll just drop into my inbox,
and then they're asking for you to make that content.
Yeah, which I won't do. You have people come in and ask for like shit and blood and stuff like that as well, which I won't. Yeah, I won't do that.
Yeah, I just got a great idea. We should come up with like a kill list, and we basically get girls that get these weird requests, and then we get their names. And then obviously I got guys that are
really we know enough
IP address. Yeah, we know enough people where
IT
we get their IP address, and then we go and we find them, we hunt them down, and then we kill them for content.
Yeah,
we'll put it like To Catch a Predator show. We'll put it all on the internet.
To catch and kill a predator.
Yeah, to catch an actual predator. You know what I
mean? I love it. And by the way, I'm just kidding, guys. Don't someone actually go and do this because I'm not going to fucking. I'm not getting subpoenaed.
Yeah. Just not being creepy.
All for jokes' sake.
Yeah.
No, satire.
But all seriousness, though,
this is not financial.
Let's think about it. In all seriousness, and I don't mean this as a joke, but like women that create content are actually saving lives because like the people that don't get laid are fucking crazy.
I agree.
You know,
100%.
And like strippers, OnlyFans, and like people that do work that have content, it really does because there's no outlet for them because we were talking before. we were talking before about men. The majority of men are not getting laid, and people don't realize that. You know, there's a very small percentage of men that are getting laid that has their shit together, that are considered alpha and considered like high value. But most men don't have their shit together. And if there was no outlet for this, you're probably saving lives, to be honest, or creating serial killers and people that, you know what I mean? It's true. So it's like a statistical proven fact at this point.
Yeah, and I know we asked Sarah this, but have you ever gotten like really creepy vibes from someone where you're like, yo, I gotta I gotta cut this off because this person may try to like find where I live.
Yeah, I just blocked them. Straight away.
I'll be blocked after this.
I did have a guy like years ago that like before I did OnlyFans, and he like fucking proper stalked me for ages. Like I was terrified.
How did he know you though? How did he meet you?
Terrified. He just known of me through other people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was fucking terrifying. But it's weird. Like I kind of look at my job in a different way to most women, most OnlyFans girls, you know, like they just, you know, bang out content and blah, blah, blah. In my eyes, like I'm providing a service, you know, there's guys out there that like women don't talk to, let alone a pretty woman. And they're getting that sense of connection that's a human need, right? For every single one of us on earth. And I'm fulfilling that for somebody that would never have that otherwise. So it doesn't really matter what I fucking look like. It's that like I'm providing a human need to somebody that needs that. So that's the way I look at it. But you do get asked some fucked up shit. Like obviously my branding is MILF. But I had a guy come on the other day and like what he asked for, like, do you think that you could pretend to be my sister and I'll come in and have sex with you? Like he wanted like blood sister. Like, so it does make my mind think like how many guys out there are growing up with like a sexual attraction to their own sister.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
Shout out Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
West Virginia.
Or there's guys, like a lot of Indian guys will ask, they have like, I can't remember the name of the kink, but it's like they like the idea of them being a tiny little person and me being a giant and me standing on them.
Well, will you shit on me? Will you shit on me in the street?
Excuse me, can you squash me?
Yeah.
Can you squash me?
Will you break me?
I can't see the attraction in that. I'm trying to understand.
Do they want it to like take place in a convenience store?
I mean,
or like a smoke shop. Please come into my smoke shop
on the Simpsons.
Bro, the fucking smoke shop people are the worst people in the world, bro.
They really are.
You can't get a meeting with a smoke shop guy if you even tried.
Nah, bro. Yeah. Their names are either Sam.
Yeah, Sam or like
it's either Sam or Krishna. It's there's no in between.
Abhishek.
Yeah,
Abhishek.
This is me, motherfucker.
Listen, shout out to the Indian community. I think Indian women are beautiful.
Yeah,
I love Indian women. They're beautiful.
They smell great.
But anyway, they are beautiful looking though. I love that exotic look of Indian women. But
I don't know, man. It's gotta. Like,
I love all women.
It's gotta be like a specific. Like I know there's parts of India that I don't know.
Yeah, it's so fun. India's so big, and we just say India. There's got to be there's Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like
talking about like the light ones with like the green eyes. Like,
yeah,
I'm thinking of the ashy ones that literally walk down my street with their sandals. You can't. Their sandals are so sunken into their feet, you can't even tell if it's a foot anymore or a flip flop.
But it's true. Think about other countries, right? So like India, like we think here in America is like, oh, this motherfucker's from New York, and then we're like, I don't want that Florida motherfucker. I want the New York motherfucker. Like, we don't think about that with any other country but here. Like, the California dude's like,
I don't know, bro.
Like, what's up, man?
I will say, when you're on vacation, bro, Reef, you've lived this. We're on vacation. You say you're from Jersey. They know it's Jersey or New York, and they're like, oh, you're a Jersey boy. Okay. It definitely hits differently.
Bro,
you say you're from Montana. The girls don't say anything.
I feel like Reef probably says he's from New York, right?
Well, I am technically from Brooklyn.
But if you guys came to Australia, Like we wouldn't even notice. Like you just say I'm
would.
American. We're like, okay, you're American. Like,
no, my accent's different. They know. You know it too when you hear this accent.
I
and then when you hear,
will say,
hey buddy, how are you?
Yeah,
I'm from
I will
Nebraska.
Say when I was in Italy
Whoa,
was a ton of Australian girls, and they know right away.
Like, yeah, we know that you're from a different like place, but I don't know. I wouldn't like judge that. But I suppose like if you're here in Australia and you said like, oh, I'm from like Redfern or something like that, then you'd be like, nah, like.
Yeah, but
nah.
See, New York cats and from this area, we walk like ball players. You know what I mean? We got the swag. There's a New York swag. You know what I mean?
There's a difference.
There's a New York, New Jersey swag. Then let's say from Waterbury, Connecticut. All right, it's just a different swag.
Wow, fucking shots fired.
It was just too easy. He was just standing there. I had to
Chato, you don't have to take that, Chato. I would never attack. I would never attack Waterbury. Do you guys? Waterbury's got its own.
Waterbury, Connecticut is.
Does Waterbury have its own water tower?
No.
No.
Fuck, bro. That's poor.
Yeah.
You know what the crazy thing about where Chato's from? That was like the manufacturing capital of the world at one point. Like there was so many factories.
It was on Hitler's bombing list.
Yeah.
It was.
On his what?
Yeah,
like his list of cities to bomb if he were to hit the east coast of the United States.
Yeah, it was like the manufacturing capital of the world at one point.
Who from Waterbury made that shit up?
No, it's true.
Definitely Chato. It was definitely his fucking brother.
I know
it's definitely his brother.
I know it's true.
It's the brass capital of the world. They made a lot of brass apparently. That was their thing back in the day.
We made brass now in Connecticut.
Yeah. All of a sudden the fucking brass found
brass
from ancient
makers.
Tataria comes from Connecticut.
Where do we have where are the brass caves in Connecticut? I see Chato's hands going. He's fucking tight.
Forget it. He's looking it up. He's like, I'll fucking show these motherfuckers. Huh? I'll show you the brass cap.
Bro, I don't
We're talking shit about hometowns. I gotta fucking
bro, look up North Bergen, bro. You can't find nothing about my hometown.
You can't find shit on Belleville, bro. Best delis on the planet, best bread on the planet, best cold cuts on the planet. Go ahead,
speaking about cold cuts and sandwiches, I went to a deli and this guy just cut a Italian bread in half, stuck his fingers in, ripped out the inside of the bread and just stuffed meat in there. It was the best presentation.
And that's how I met my wife.
Like that here. Oh. Lordy.
Pulled the guts
Actually, if people don't know, I know how he met his wife. All right,
it's true.
We all went to Miami for Chris's birthday, 30th birthday, and when we met his wife couldn't stand him at first. She was like, "Get this motherfucker away from me!" And then Chris looked at me and he goes, "This is the woman I'm gonna marry."
That's right. Locked it in. Target. Straight target.
What's this?
All right. So how do you? Here it is.
Let's see.
I don't have my glasses on, so I'm gonna freak it out.
Chato, read that for us.
You don't wear a hat that says Brass City from here on out. Like, dude, I'm buying that hat.
Brass City, the capital Brass City
of the town in 1686.
Abundant
city in 1853. Waterbury is known for its abundant waterways, nicknamed the Brass City, and once the center of the American brass industry.
Brass City,
manufacturing declined after World War II. See, Hitler wanted to fuck us up 100%. But
he still did.
He did. He still fucked you guys up.
He still fucked us up, I think.
He got you guys Googling from 1940 right now to find anything
the good old days. Those are the good old days of Waterbury.
The only thing you can find from your city is from 1940s.
You know what the best part is? Look at like second on the list is Connecticut pin makers. You know, because pins are brass.
If I were to look up like worst cities in Connecticut right now, Waterbury is probably.
I can't believe you guys had the first U.S. can opener. How would people eat tuna fish?
No, that's just Connecticut, right? First US can opener. Let's see.
Yeah. There it is.
I haven't eaten tuna fish in such a long time, except for her name, the other chick last week. But I really don't. Tuna fish used to be a normal thing.
Have you gone and got your STD checks, bro? What?
No, I just fucking go out there and fucking roll the dice.
Flake food people going on. Ooh.
I do the sniff test every morning. I'm like,
you definitely had a bag of wine.
Sniff test doesn't work, bro. You need some lemon juice.
Yeah. Remember that? That was like the thing going on. Oh, find out if she's got something. You put a little lemon juice in your fingers.
Yeah, but
right?
like in my head, I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna get down to it. I'm gonna pull out
like
fucking
blisters.
lemon.
I'm gonna come out with a bit of lemon, like.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull. Hey, can you please hold on for 1 second? I need
Hold
to
on a second,
marinate
babe.
this.
Just squeeze half a lemon like you're
Like salt.
Imagine you have one of those lemon squeezers, you know, those things you buy at Target, and you're just like over the vagina, like
you're about to have some seafood, like
add some fucking salt and pepper too.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine being the girl that guy literally, like, because I know guys that are dumb. Like, I have friends that are dumb enough to actually, like, I could tell them anything and be like, bro, throw a piece of meat on it, and you'll know. Meanwhile, they'll call me the next
rib.
Bro, what
if it turns
fuck?
brown, she's no good.
I hit that bitch with a piece of sirloin.
Bro, we definitely know these guys, bro. We definitely know these guys because when me and Legend were like in our 20s, we literally had people honestly like looking up to us. It was the funniest thing in the world because people would come to us and be like, you know, my girl, what should I do? And we would just give them the wrong information constantly. Like, bro, you want to do this is what you should do.
Drip lemon on it.
Yeah, throw a little lemon on the old
chili and garlic too.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a STD scare?
No, thank God.
Well, I had a scare, but as we discussed in previous episodes,
I was in the car for it when he had his scare.
Yep, as we discussed in previous episodes, this bitch tried to tell me I gave her chlamydia. I was like, here's the funny thing. I got a clean bill of health. And Chris was in the car when I showed it to him. Because even Chris at first was like, bro, did you do it or not?
I asked you first.
Honest.
I asked you first. I didn't think that you did. I just wanted to get the question out of it. Bro, you know me. I'm very blunt. I said, did you fuck around with this girl? You said no. I said, then you didn't do it. There's no way that you gave us. Plus, I introduced him to this whore, and I knew that she was a whore. So I knew that it was leaning more towards me. You know what? Here's a fucked up story. I used to do this with a couple of my buddies. Arif was one of them. If I got you laid, you owed me a DVD. If you got me laid, I owed you a DVD. Okay? Yeah. I never bought any DVDs for my friends.
16 pages were filled from my DVD. I had to buy Chris like 16, 17 fucking DVDs.
I will say right now that I can probably name 60 movies that Arif had to buy me.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with me and Legend, all right? So everybody knows. At that point, Chris was like the big shark. You know that little fish that swims next to the shark? That was me. You know what I mean? The little companion fish that the shark goes through. You know
parasite, the parasite fish.
Yeah, I don't want the parasite, the companion fish, right there. Fucking, I'm not a parasite, for God's sakes, all right?
Yeah, listen, I did all right, but my strength was and Arif can vouch for this. All of my friends can vouch for this. Even Sausage listening to this. I was not going home with anything unless there was something for my boys to eat too. That was it.
No, that's 100% true. Yeah,
100%. I was willing, no problem. If I wasn't gonna, if my boys weren't gonna be able to pull that night, we were all going home together. That was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
And that's the problem with having an autistic best friend like me is that the chick was just like ugly or fat. I'd be like, I
was about to say who took that one.
Although I will say there was a couple of nights where Arif said, I'm not letting that happen. This is something you have to do. And my man was set up on the floor with a pillow and a blanket. That is the God's honest truth. He'll tell you now. As a matter of fact,
remember the time, we're not going to mention any names. Remember the time when I was
dog.
First of all, it was the hottest time ever in New Jersey history, right? We're talking about heat waves that nobody's ever seen before. Like Jesus didn't even go through this in the BC. Like it was like 120 degrees for 3 weeks straight. We're at this bar. We're at Headliners, and Chris is like, we're gonna go back to this place. I'm like, does she have a friend? Yeah, she lives with this roommate. We get to the place 2 a.m. Roommate's sleeping. All right, like knocked out sleeping. Like not even hanging out. The dog wasn't. So Chris disappears. I sleep on the couch. And there's no air conditioning, so it's like 175 degrees in the living room. And meanwhile, both the roommate and Chris has as fucking. I can hear the air conditioner blowing from down the block in my car. Just fucking extreme air conditioning. It's like 50 degrees in their room. It's 175 in the living room. All of a sudden, I'm like, all right, I'm going to deal with this because I'm a trooper. And Chris can tell you I'm a trooper. I don't say shit. I would sit there, and then all of a sudden, the dog comes over to me. I'm petting it, and it just shit right in front of me. And it was 100 degrees, and it stunk. And then finally, I knocked on the door. I was like, I'm leaving. I got to get out of here.
No, you're missing the best part. You're missing the best part.
Oh, yeah. She comes out of the room. The girl comes out. I can feel the breeze from the door opens, and I can feel the breeze.
The best AC
I'm like,
I
oh,
ever
my
had
God.
in my life.
And then I'm like, she's like, oh, my dog shit, huh? I'm like, yeah.
What? He goes, it wasn't me.
Yeah. She's like, oh, the dog shit. I was like, well, it wasn't me. And she's like, oh, and then went right back into the air conditioned room. I was like, what the fuck?
What? Just left in there marinating.
I will say that ride home, he did not say a word to me.
You ever see that movie Wedding Crashers when they don't talk to each other? When he's like, come on, big guy. You know what I mean? That was me and Chris for like hours. He's like, bro. He's like, you're not going to talk to me now? I'm like, you know what? Right now, I just want to relax. I don't want to talk to you. I just want to process what happened last night. I was like, I don't even want to see you right now. And the whole time, Chris was like, I love you. Just so you know, I love you.
I think that was the last time, though, I ever asked you to.
That was the last time. Yeah, I slept. I did sleep on the floor. How about the one time? How about the one time Grandma walked in on me? I was in this random house in Jersey. You know, I don't even know what. All of a sudden, we wake up in the middle of the morning. Grandma just wakes up. Grandma's there. I don't even know where Grandma came from. Grandma's there. She's like, "Oh, hi." I'm like, "Who the fuck?"
Was that in Belmar?
Yeah, it was in Belmar.
Okay, like the Spring Lake Belmar area.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was drawing a little bit of a blank.
Babe, that was babe.
Baby.
Yeah, baby.
Listen, don't ever call a guy baby.
No.
When you just like you've hung out like 3 times.
Yeah, you know, I don't mind calling my girl babe and everything. That's good.
Yeah, it's fine. But 4,000 times in one night
but when you're married, you know what I mean?
Right? Like, don't do that.
Don't be calling me babe and baby. We just started dating, babe.
We weren't even dating.
Yeah,
that's like
we went to the club a couple times blanket. Together.
I don't know. I feel like
she's an attorney now.
Pretty like common word here. Babe is like a bit of a loose term, but like baby is like you're either in the relationship, like deep in the relationship, and you're like using bub and baby. And
she was cock blocking. That's all that was.
That's all she was. She was making it like a fish. She was like, babe.
Yeah, like saying it loud at the bar. Baby, give me a drink.
Baby, give me a drink, baby. It was the only time I ever want to show Michael's kick a woman.
And listen,
sweet chin music right out of the place.
If it's like 3 or 4 times, by the way, like you only hung out like 3 or 4 times and you've always done it in a big group of settings, even if you've like hooked up, it doesn't give you the right to still cock block when you go to the bar. Like we're not an item. We're not.
You're still in the wild.
Exactly.
You're still in the wild, bro.
In fact, I might even be introducing you to your replacement.
How about
like,
this?
Show some respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, if you guys
this might be the girl you're going to stalk on MySpace.
You know what? We're going to give a little fucking advice here. We're going to give a little advice to all the people listening because we do have younger people listening, and both men and women. If you're being taken out by a person that you're not actually an item with to a bar or whatever, the game is still on.
Exactly.
The game is on. Okay? If you aren't calling them babe and baby in private, you can't do it in public. Right. Because the game is on right now. That motherfucker's bringing you to see how you react in public.
Yeah, she's
I feel like you don't go out in public together until like you're there.
It was group setting though. It was a group setting.
I take women out in group setting with my group to see how they react in front of my group.
And to be honest with you,
I always do it.
She still had really cute friends, and I was still trying to get her reef some ass.
Yeah.
Like, truth be told, that's really what it was. It
didn't happen though.
Yeah.
Not with her friends. It was unfortunately they were a little heavy.
No, the one. I can't remember the one. Was it Julie Bing? No, right?
No, that was different.
It's crew.
That was different.
I got Alzheimer's.
Well, Ella, we want to thank you for coming on. We're reaching the 1.5 mark, and we want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, we sucked you up for a good 90 minutes.
Yeah, we got you for 90 minutes. Thank you so much. Come on, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and what anything else you want to leave us off with?
So if you want my OnlyFans link, go to my Twitter. It's at Ella_MILF. It's pinned on the wall there. It's also in the bio. If you think my Twitter is good, then you definitely want to click the link. It's free. So it's also the only place that you can speak directly to me. I won't reply on any other platforms because it's just too much. I get thousands and thousands of messages every day. So,
well, you know what? Here at the Haram Life Podcast, we want to thank you for coming on. Hopefully, we see you again soon. Well, hopefully, this is a common occurrence.
Thanks for having
right?
me. Yeah, I'm down.
I need her on at least monthly. I told
her.
I told her coming into this.
Yeah,
at least once a month. People need to hear from you.
Let's do it. I really enjoyed this, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's been great.
Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it.
There she is, Ella Maddison, everybody.
Thanks, Ella.
Thank you.
See you guys.
And there she is, Ella Maddison, everybody.